G'day guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to do another video today on something a little bit different. It's not going to be about cylinder mowers as such. It's actually going to be about using a cylinder mower on your grass and how to get the most out of your cylinder mower. I know it's a little bit late in the season now, but I want to talk about how to use a cylinder mower for the next season that's going to come up soon, and how you can get the most out of your cylinder mower. So here we go. It's pretty late in the season. Okay, my grass is looking pretty good. So I'm under no illusion that it's a really good bit of grass, but it's pretty good and it does me just fine. This is a green couch, and look, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for me for the amount of effort that I put into it. I do think it's quite good. That being said, I do want to touch base on a couple of tips that I reckon is pretty important for the cylinder mower guys out there. If you're new into cylinder mowing, you're getting into it, this is probably something you're going to want to know. So as you can see here, the grass is pretty nice. It's pretty thick, but I'll tell you the truth, I've had problems over the years with my grass, and I'm going to touch base right now on why I've had problems with it before. Okay, so the biggest thing I want to talk today about cylinder mowing is consistency. We all know about the 1/3 rule, and you only want to take 1/3 off at a time. We all know about the constant mowing that you have to do. Has to be quite regular for your grass to be really nice. But people don't generally talk too much about consistency with height of cut. So one thing I've figured out over the many years of doing this is if you want a nice lawn, you basically need to choose your height of cut and set it at that height and leave it there and don't touch it. Quick disclaimer, I am absolutely no pro at grass at all, but I have learned a thing or two in my time when using cylinder mowers. What that will do is actually allow your grass to get trained at a certain height and be happy at that height. So some of the mistakes I made in my time was I wanted that perfect lawn, so I'd cut it and it would start looking a bit brown in spots or not as good in spots. So I thought, I'll raise the height of cut just to help it out here, or so I'll cut it a bit higher, and then 1 week later I'll go, look, it's not really the height that I want to cut it out, so I'd cut it a bit lower. The best thing I found is I actually lowered my height of cut to a little bit lower than I'd usually like to cut it at, and I basically just set my mower at that height and left it alone. So my biggest tip is the consistent height of cut. Select your height of cut, find out what variety of grass you have and what it likes the most. Leave your height of cut and just cut at that height for the season, okay? You will notice a massive difference with the quality of your lawn. Look, and if you've got things like thatch problems and all that sort of stuff, you can sort that out at the start of your cutting season in spring. Get rid of all that thatch and then work at keeping that consistent cut, okay? Cutting regularly, staying on top of all your fertilizers and programs and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to talk about that because everyone's got their own plans and stuff that they're into, but I'm talking about consistently cutting your lawn at the same height so it looks really good. That's pretty well it for me. Consistent cutting. If this helped anyone, let me know. And if you've got any other tips for the young guns out there, jump on, leave a comment of your tip as well. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks, guys.